So from what we found, AMD has strong fundamentals. They have strong management. They have one of the best CEOs in the industry. They've got great strategic partnerships, so they're really positioned well for growth. But everything is not all great, okay? Businesses do not come without risk. So we really need to highlight the risk, and we got to go over to the annual report in order to do that. And there's some risks that I highlighted that I really want to point out to you all to let you know what I think about them. So to start off, we really have to look at AMD's customers. Two customers, A and B, accounted for 14% and 11% respectively of our consolidated net revenue for the year ended December 25th, 2021. So in 2021, two of AMD's customers accounted for a quarter of their revenue. Now, this is something that you have to really take into consideration. You can't just blow this off, because if you lose 25% of your revenue, shareholders are not going to be happy. The market is going to look at AMD crazy. Like, this is not something that we can just sneeze at. But I think that as we outline a couple of more risks that I have to go through, I think we can figure out at least one customer that AMD may be referring to, and it really may not be as bad as everybody makes it seem. So let's go ahead and move forward. So in the annual report, AMD stated that if we lose Microsoft Corporation's support for our products or other software vendors do not design and develop software to run on our products, our ability to sell our products could be materially adversely affected. So we know that AMD and Microsoft have a strong relationship. They're going to be designing a chip together. AMD is going to be using their processors for Microsoft's Azure cloud platform. AMD designs the chips for the Xbox Series X and S, so they have a great relationship. But we also know that Microsoft is a big driver of revenue for AMD. So if Microsoft were to decide to cut AMD as a partner, that could really deal a big blow to the business. But I believe that Dr. Lisa Su and the crew have really truly fostered a great relationship, and I believe this is really truly only the beginning in the partnership that these two have had together. So this was an interesting risk that I found in their 10K report. So they're talking about industry-wide fluctuations and demand with PC and notebook segments, and the PS5 and Xbox, like all of that stuff can fluctuate. But they're talking about that their GPU revenue has been affected in part by the volatility of the cryptocurrency mining market. Now, the demand for cryptocurrency has gone up because the adoption has gone up. And they are talking about how other countries have banned cryptocurrency activities. Now, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, take it with a grain of salt. I believe that we are only in the infancy stage of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is going to be adopted across the globe as the years go on. So they are talking about cryptocurrency as a risk, and I believe that it is responsible for them to say that cryptocurrency is a risk. But if cryptocurrency miners are using AMD's GPUs to mine cryptocurrency, and I believe that the cryptocurrency market is only going to increase over time, this is not a risk to me. I want cryptocurrency people to continue to use AMD's products because I feel that this is going to be a direct driver to help them continue to drive revenue year over year. So we want to keep an eye on it, but this really isn't a risk to me. There's one more risk that I found in the 10K that I want to point out to y'all. And this paragraph says, Intel Corporation's dominance of the microprocessor market and its aggressive business practices may limit our ability to compete effectively on a level playing field. Now, this paragraph is telling us how Intel has been a market share leader for microprocessors for many years, okay? And it's talking a lot about how Nvidia and Intel are major players in the game. And this is true. Intel is a major player in this market, but if you've been doing research, in the semiconductor space over the last few years, and I really truly encourage y'all to go back, do your research in the market share of the microprocessor. Who has been taking market share away from Intel? That would be AMD. And AMD has been strategic in being able to streamline the most effective products and being able to take us into the digital age. Let's just be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. Intel is behind. Now, do they have the money? Right? They have the money to be able to do the design and the development. But the question is the execution. Being able to execute on everything. AMD has been able to design and execute the mission, and they're on the way with all of these strategic partnerships that they've been able to secure. So yes, Intel is the leader, and Intel is the biggest, and Intel does have a lot of money to be able to catch up. The question is, will they actually be able to do it? And in my opinion, I don't think that they will be. Intel has to show me something and stop telling me all this. And that's why I'm bullish on AMD and I'm bearish on Intel.